welcome to this reading. So this is going to be our weekly Twin Flame Sacred Connection check-in. So in this reading, I'll look into lots of different areas, you know, divine masculine, divine feminine energy. I'll look into the 5D action, the 3D action, past, present, and future. And I also get some guidance and a message from your person. So I'm going to start just by shuffling the cards for today. I'm using the Tarot del Fuego. So we're going to give these cards a good shuffle. I'm going to get the cards on the table and then I'll start reading them. King of Swords just flipped. So I kind of feel like, you know, someone here is feeling really detached. Maybe even being quite cold towards you. It might be that someone's just had this complete 180 where they've just started behaving in a really peculiar way. So let's find out what this is about. In the past, we have the Magician. The present, we have the Six of Pentacles. The Divine Feminine, we have the Seven of Pentacles. I've been getting patient so much for the Divine Feminine. Divine Masculine, we have the Chariot. External factors, we have the Four of Swords. Now, action in the 5D, we have the Empress. Action in the 3D, we have the Four of Cups. This is good. Guys, this is a really good energy that I'm getting today. Now, in the future, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Change. Guidance for you watching this, we have the Hierophant. And a message from your person, we have the King of Cups. So, let us find out. Let us see what is going on. So I'm going to start with a message from your person. I'm using the Blunt Truth message cards, which is one of my decks. You can buy this on my Etsy store if you guys are interested. I've got lots of other decks there too. Interestingly, on the bottom of my tarot deck, we have the Emperor. And we had the Empress come out before. So we do have divine counterparts coming through here. Look, your person wants to say, I know that you are the one I want to spend my life with. King of Cups. This person's feeling very romantic towards you. They want you to know just how loving and warm they feel towards you. But this person is struggling with their obstacles, struggling with their mountains. This is someone who feels like they are on a very challenging journey right now. Things have not been easy. But look, I feel so much love for you. So this person, you know, is not denying their feelings here. They want you to know, look, I know how I feel about you. I know that I love you. I might not be showing it you, but I do feel, you know, the intense love that we share. I do know that you're someone who I want to spend my life with. So the good news is there's no denial here from your counterpart. They're not saying, I need time. I don't know how I feel. They're literally just saying, I know what I want and what I want is you. But look, I'm scared. I can't face this right now. Your person cannot face the love they feel in their heart. So the King of Swords kind of flipped earlier. And I really feel this is your person saying, I am scared. And that's why I'm like a little bit detached right now, because I'm feeling very overwhelmed by how I feel. And I don't really know what to do about it. So let's start reading these cards. So in the past, it's really clear that both of you have been trying to manifest this connection. You've both been thinking long and hard about what it would mean if you two were in a relationship. The Magician coming through in the past position really tells me that you've both been working on your alignment. You've both been individually trying to find your power. You know, really trying to realize what kind of life you want to live. There's been this focus on self. But I'm showing you are both kind of awakening to the magic of the universe. You are both realizing, you know, what you want for your life and just how abundant you can be. So there seems to have been some really big realizations that have happened quite recently. Even maybe the last week, perhaps you've realized so much about yourself, about what you want. And so has your counterpart here. It feels like someone who was asleep is now awake. So I really do feel that, you know, there's been this kind of mass spiritual awakening, and this last week has been really important. This last week has been about bringing the love in your heart back, about, you know, feeling calm again in the situation. You know, it might have been that a couple of weeks ago you felt really stressed and tense about this, but now it seems like you are feeling like this is fate. You know, fate is taking over. that like there's going to be this lucky situation. I feel this roll of the dice. Someone here might have made a move quite recently, or they're just feeling like it's a lucky time to do so. Now, presently with this Six of Pentacles, it's quite clear that there's a lot of growth, huge growth in this connection. It's like the love is coming back on a very 3D level. You know, I feel both of you are kind of opening up to each other or preparing to open up to each other. And right now it seems like whilst there's still this balancing about, yeah, I've been hurt in the past, you're also starting to feel ready to experience like this next chapter, this next stage. It's like you're finding that balance between the shadow and the light. There's some very big changes taking place as we speak. I feel lots of big shifts kind of occurring, especially for the Divine Masculine here. You know, the Divine Masculine is really going through this big spiritual awakening and realizing what kind of fresh start they want in their life. Now, the Divine Feminine feels like, I have been patient for so long. How much longer do I have to wait for? There is still a frustration from the Divine Feminine. And I get this so often in my twin flame readings. You know, the Divine Feminine feeling like she's waiting for her Divine Masculine. So you're being guided to think about, you know, Divine Feminine, in what ways are you perhaps struggling? And how are you maybe creating this struggle? You know, how are you perhaps making it, you know, feel worse for yourself by maybe focusing too much on the 3D results or focusing too much on the pain, the suffering of the connection? The Divine Feminine here is desperate to be able to hold something, desperate to be able to see the result here with her Divine Masculine on a 3D level. And the Divine Masculine is feeling like he does want to move forwards with the Chariot card. He does want to get things going. Look, he's got a rose in his hand. He kind of wants to show up all romantic. He wants to show up, you know, really very determined and showing his Divine Feminine, you know, kind gestures and like romantic gestures here. He's feeling really, really loving at the moment. You know, that came out in the message from your person. The Divine Masculine energy is feeling super romantic right now. And this is a result of kind of the awakening that he's been going through. His heart seems to have just unlocked. He might not be communicating this right now because I do still keep being drawn back to that King of Swords energy, which is like, overall, he's trying to detach a little bit because maybe he is feeling these intense emotions and he wants to have a more logical or rational approach to this. The Divine Masculine is feeling like he's better off on his own as well. I see him breaking away from people who've been keeping him stuck, like maybe friends or relatives, people who've been in his head a little bit. He really seems to be moving away from those opinions. There's been some deception in the Divine Masculine's life recently. I'm being shown that now. Someone here has disappointed him, let him down. So he's feeling like really quite unhappy about those around him. He's like reevaluating, you know, the people he surrounds himself with. And a lot of this is actually getting him to realize, I want to surround myself with my Divine Feminine. Now, externally, we had the Four of Swords. So there is just this mass tiredness. I feel like everyone feels a little bit exhausted. Everyone's really trying to get their energy levels back up after going through like this ascension or spiritual awakening. You know, even if you feel like you are really spiritual and very conscious, perhaps you've been through a little bit of an upgrade. I know I felt it recently, just felt so tired because there was clearly something going on collectively. And, you know, when we are very in tune with what's going on, we feel very sensitive to the collective energies. So it does seem that externally, everyone's just a little bit tired. Everyone's focusing on rejuvenation and recovery, getting energy levels back up. There's this remembrance I'm being shown, like you're both remembering things in a different light, perhaps. You're both, And this doesn't actually feel related to the connection. It could be to do with childhood memories coming up. You're both just really remembering parts of your lives, or maybe even past life situations. There's this just remembrance which is coming through, and that's actually really important. It's helping you see things differently. Now in the 5D, we have the Empress. So in the 5D, I actually feel like the Divine Masculine is dreaming of, you know, the future with his Divine Feminine. And also the Divine Feminine is feeling very aligned, very abundant, kind of at one with Mother Earth. It feels like she's really focused on growth. You know, in the 5D, there's something very attractive and magnetic about the Divine Feminine right now. So the Empress is telling me that in the 5D, there's something being born in this connection, a fresh energy. Perhaps you've been having some quite unique dreams about your connection or your counterpart. It just seems like you are giving birth to something in the 5D. It is just like a fresh start. Lots and lots of growth is being shown to me here, and I feel lots of like de-weeding as well. So it's like getting rid of the old and growing the new, kind of like just setting the scene for something really, really like magnificent to happen. Now on the 3D, this 4 of Cups is telling me that, you know, your counterpart's a little bit guarded right now. He does have his walls up, but the big difference is that the 4 of Cups is about an offer. So on the 3D level, it seems like someone here is preparing to make an offer to the other person, whether this is you to them or them to you. And this feels very different. It feels like it's an offer to take things slowly. It doesn't feel like we're rushing here at all. There's something about putting the brakes on. Allowing things to move quite slowly is really helping. So in the 3D, it's like you're giving some kind of small offer, but you're not expecting too much, or vice versa. And this is really good for getting that growth. You know, if you try to grow something too soon, you'll find that you end up rushing it and it's not as good as it could have been. Now, in the future, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So in the future, we actually have some very big changes taking place. There's something quite fated going on. There's some kind of divine intervention. I see a very little tower moment here in the background. So you can expect something to happen really quite soon, which just feels like, yeah, there's like this little shift, this little change. You know, it's going to happen quite unexpectedly, but it is really going to help you and this person move forwards. It's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of progress. I just feel small steps. Like there's going to be this 3D offer to take some small, slow steps. It might even be just meeting up as friends, for example, and just kind of chatting like a little bit lighter. It's nothing grand right now. I don't feel like big moves being taken. I feel small steps which ultimately kind of get you going further. Now you're being guided to really stay committed. Now look at those 2 candles and those elephant ears. This is about believing in your twin flame, believing in your counterpart. And understanding as well the spiritual connection that you and this person share, because the Hierophant is like is deeply spiritual. So understanding, like I said, the 5D connection is really going to help you now. And the purpose of this connection, the Hierophant is asking you to focus on the teachings, to focus on the lessons. You know, you're being guided to embrace the lessons being presented to you through this connection right now, and use it to kind of ascend higher, use it to kind of reach this new level of awareness. I'm shown backwards and forwards, so I feel there's going to be some kind of backwards and forwards exchange here. Let's see. It feels light. I'm just shown this light-hearted exchange taking place. It doesn't feel heavy. It feels like you two really do need to keep it light right now, especially if it's been like some kind of recent conflict, because I do feel some of you have maybe been a bit triggered over the last couple of weeks, and perhaps there's been some conflict, tension or arguments there. So it could be about bringing like the lightness back after some challenging times. Okay guys, let me get one more card. Queen of Swords. Divine Feminine slaying her demons. I do feel that this week is really about the Divine Feminine finding her power and kind of taking quite a logical or rational approach to this connection, not letting her emotions be the fuel, because I feel like if you pour too much emotion into this, then you might lose the lessons. You might lose, you know, the logical perspective and not see the lessons taking place right now. So there is like this slaying of demons going on right now, especially for Divine Feminine. You know, this could be like temptation. It could be frustration. It could be even like greed, like maybe wanting something which perhaps your counterpart can't give you right now. So it could be like unrealistic expectations. So the Divine Feminine, it's important that this week you really focus on, you know, kind of getting yourself back under control, getting yourself back to a place where you understand the purpose of this connection and you're not placing too much expectation on a 3D relationship right now, because we know that these connections are not always, well, are rarely easy, and it can take a long time for things to happen on a 3D level. And it might also be that perhaps that isn't happening right now, and it's about understanding, you know, why that may be and what the lessons are that are being presented through this connection. Okay guys, I'm going to go into the extended now. We're going to use some oracle decks and we're going to pull like a lot more cards to find out a bit more about what is this light exchange that's happening and what changes are taking place. So I want to focus on the future in the extended. I want to look into more about kind of future predictions here about what's coming in the next couple of, well, in the next week or so. So if you want to join me on the extended, you can do so by checking this video out on Sacred Space. Details of how to do that are on the next part of this video, so keep watching. Links are in the description box below. I hope to see you guys over there in the extended. If not, I'll see you back here next week for another twin flame reading. If you do enjoy these readings, don't forget to check out the morning messages, because we often get a lot of love messages coming through for those as well. For the extended version, visit www.sacredspace.co.uk. Click on the Spirit section at the top of the page and find the video that you want to purchase. You can also filter by category and choose Extended. Click Purchase to buy this individual video, or sign up to the Evolved tier for full access to the Sacred Space site.